Mr. Pilot, we saw some powerful images. For example, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra there in a sit-in on the streets, accusations made that she was being manhandled. I just want to understand, is this all a one-day event? Am I to understand that this, as I asked you at the start, is this a change in strategy, a realization that the Congress needs to hit the street? And do you have the organizational depth really to make this a nationwide protest? Most of the protests today was centered around Delhi. Do you have the organizational depth to take this across the country, and will it be sustained, or is this a one-day event at the moment?
You work in a very large national channel. Why don't you take inputs from Odisha, Guwahati, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Jaipur, Patna, Gwalior, everywhere. The Congress Party organization is pan-India. We demonstrate in every city, every block, every district, every capital, and people of India are watching what we are saying and what the reaction is. I would have appreciated if Government of India came forward and said, well, prices are high, we'll take certain steps and bring them down. We, I think in the Congress, are very clear. We demand answers. We get none. In Parliament, they use their brute majority to throw out members of Parliament, suspend them. So we will have a sustained campaign. Make sure that the voters realize what people say and what parties do. The BJP and the Government of India really now have to come to terms that they have mismanaged the economy. People are really suffering, especially the middle classes and the young people. The farms crisis, the Agniveer scheme, the unemployment, inflation, all critical issues. And I think in a democracy, the opposition role is almost as important as the government's role. There must be accountability, must be transparent answers to the question that we raised. But this shoving people into the police stations, that's not acceptable. I think that absolutely goes against the grain of what we stand as a democracy.
But the fact is that the BJP or the government can turn around and say, look, we are winning election after election. The people are with us. The Congress is saying it's a dictatorship. Rahul Gandhi is calling Narendra Modi a dictator, saying that, the fact is that the BJP claims we are connected with the people, while the Congress party is the one that is disconnected.
I think that's open to judgment, who's more connected. Yes, you win elections, you lose elections, it's part of an election cycle. I don't claim, to say that we have won all elections, but I can claim that our intent is right. We are in opposition, we fully respect the mandate of the people of India, but we have a responsibility. We'll discharge our responsibility, let the Government of India discharge its responsibility. But to say because you win elections, you can do as you please, winning an election does not give you the right to undermine institutions, to have the highest ever inflation, to let the economy get so badly disturbed. You have, in a parliamentary democracy, to keep answering the questions that are being raised. But to say that you have one election and you have the voters of India in your pocket for eternity, that I think seems a bit arrogant, and no one should ever think that, because you have to keep going back to people. Elections are won and lost not for eternity, but for a 5-year term. So, and while you're serving the people, you have got to give space to the opposition, Rajdeep. My problem is that entire opposition, especially the Congress party, every time we raise a question, you try and stifle that voice. To muzzle the voice of the opposition is not a healthy sign. I think we live in a time and age where people are very smart, they know who's saying what. I'm not saying the Congress party has no faults at all or we are absolutely perfect, but yes, in this case we have raised a very genuine issue which really matters to the people. Instead of answering those questions, you're alleging things. I mean, मैंने देखा है कि विपक्ष usually puts question to the government. Here the government is questioning the opposition.